Welcome to the Writer's Life, the site where you get the sights, sounds, and smells of my particular writer's life. I'm not sure how much you want to smell me right now. I could use a laundry load. Before I get started on today's question, I need to ask you to subscribe and smash that like button if you can. It really will help a brand new channel like this one get off the ground. I've been getting a ton of views, but kind of like my love life, I'm not getting any commitments. You know. Anyway, so then today's question. It's not really a question; it's a statement, and that is never give up. Never give up on your published books, even if they're tanking. I think sort of the 80-20 rule applies for this one, and it's something like, you know, like 20% of your published books are going to make you, well, like 80% of your money, I guess. Maybe I'm just making that up. I don't know. But anyway, in my case, that's sort of the truth. But I've had books like my very first published novel, which Delacorte called As Catch Can. And I know what you're thinking right now, As Catch what? Anyway, it was originally called The Innocent, and but Delacorte wanted me to change the name because I don't know. I think Harlan had a book called The Innocent, and or maybe it was somebody else at the time. Anyway, they maybe changed it to this god-awful name, and I was only 32 years old, and right out of writing school, and I was like, you know, over the moon. Oh my God, I got this huge publishing deal, and everybody thinks I rock, and all that sort of stuff. And but anyway, I actually made a lot of mistakes back then. But anyway, that's for another video. But anyway, As Catch Can ended up not selling a whole lot of copies, right? So I didn't earn out my advance. I didn't even come close. And so like the next book they brought out, like they sort of like kind of crapped it out, and you know, and like here's the door, see you on the way out. The publishing company was also going through tumultuous times, and I remember like actually on one occasion I was at the Bertelsmann building walking inside to meet my then editor, who had become a friend of mine. We were in a band together and all that sort of stuff. And she literally had her desk lamp in her hand, and she was crying, and she was like, well, good luck. But I think really what she was telling me was like, well, rest in peace, you know, because you ain't getting another contract from Delacorte. But anyway, so I kind of gave up on that book and just started other book projects, and, you know, and it wasn't until almost 10 years later that another I actually, in the meantime, I had got my rights back, right? I was one of the lucky ones. But it wasn't until almost 10 years later that I was able to have the book republished by another publisher. And we changed the title back to the original, The Innocent. And these guys put a really great new cover on it, because the original cover that Delacorte had done was just god-awful. And they admitted it. It was so bad that for the paperback version, they had to just reboot it. In any case, and doesn't the new version of The Innocent, formerly As Catch Can, sell 100,000 copies in like 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks? In fact, it sold so many copies that I was getting press all over the world. Like, you know, like there's like articles in like Dutch and German and Italian and all sorts of stuff like that. So like here's a novel that I had basically given up on, right, and thought like, oh, it's just a dead duck. Not true. It had found its audience finally. And the same can be true of all your books and stories. Just because they don't sell right away doesn't mean that down the road they're not going to find an audience. You just have to keep them out there, keep them published. You know, if for some reason the publisher you're working with just drops your ass, then find another way to publish it. You know, just make sure, get your rights back. And you know what? I'm going to be the first to say this, because this is a no spin area here, no spin zone. If for some reason your publisher just refuses to give your rights back, F them, sort of, and publish it anyway. You know what? Just do it. Rewrite it a little bit or something like that. But it's your work. Publish it. I don't want to again, this is for entertainment purposes. Don't take this. I'm just telling you what would work personally for me and what I would do personally. I can't give you legal advice here. But I know if it were me, and I kindly asked for my rights back for something that wasn't selling very well, and maybe it wasn't selling very well because the publisher wasn't really pushing it or anything like that, I'm going to ask for those rights back. And if they don't give them back, I'm taking it back. But anyway, the whole point is, don't give up on any of your book projects. It could take 10 years, it could take 20 years before a book of yours really starts to sell. Maybe it'll become a television show, maybe it'll be licensed as a video game. Who knows? But never give up on your projects. That's Leonardo da Vinci in the background, in case you didn't know. All right, so that's it for today. Ciao, ciao.